Independent Client Customer Mooneyham. Today is a check-in and a design checkout. We've done some design work, preliminary work for the customer. They are wanting to move forward with ordering the cabinets, and so we're out today with a set of plans, and we're going over some drawings and some measurements. I want to do the easy one first, which is this wall. Now, originally this had a turnout peninsula here. They're going to eliminate that. So this is going to be a real simple, just a straight wall here. It's going to have a 27-inch pantry here. She wants 4 roll-out trays on the bottom. She wants shelves on the top, so double check that. Flushed ends on 2 sides. This would be 2 27s, 2730s, flush in on the left. And then down here on the bottom, it was 27s as well. Let me get that drawing. Base door 27, base door 27, again, no filler. It shows there's a filler in this drawing, so make sure that's gone. But no filler, and then flushed ends on the ends. So really simple. Top alignment 84. Top alignment that's here now currently is 86. It's just because it's a different standard. These are at 19.5 inches off the counter instead of 18.5. Went over that with them. It's going to be fine. The standard height would be good there. One thing to know here is they want to put 2 lights possibly over here. This is where the microwave is moving to, but 2 lights possibly. So a 21 light here. We would have to pull wires off the back of this one, pull wires off the back of that one to get the lighting. 14.2 with ground is what we would need for the lighting wires for those. And once we do the demo, we'd pull the wires before we'd hang the new cabinets. So that's lighting that we're talking about doing. On the bottom part of this, they are replacing all their floors with new floors. So there is no footprint concern. We have nothing there to worry about as footprint. On your drawing, you show 5 inches from the end of the wall, and that is exactly 5 inches over there, so that's perfect. It's 4.5 inches to the door trim, so right here on this side, 4.5 inches is exactly right. So no problem, all this works fine. Now let's talk about the refrigerator wall. On the refrigerator wall, a couple things to look at. This wall is 118 inches long. On this wall now, to the left of the cabinets is about 9 inches. So when we're looking at spacing, the pantry that's facing out will definitely cover where the old landline was here on the wall. But the other thing is this is an outside corner. We need to make sure we're at least 3 inches back. And then your drawing shows this to be a 12-inch deep cabinet, no problem. And then it shows 27, which is a 24 pantry with a 3-inch filler to the left. I would suggest that's an extended style left, since it's right here in the view of the front room. Down here on the bottom, we're talking about baseboard wrap around the bottom. Perfect. Wide rail toe kick bottom. That's absolutely the best thing to do. The cabinet above the refrigerator, they will extend the depth of that cabinet to 27. Since the side has to be 27, I would definitely do an increased depth on the upper cabinet to 27. Over here on this side, 27 panel. But take a look, that receptacle right there is going to be right on the edge of this panel. So when I do this math here, it comes to about 6 inches from where the cabinets were before. We're sliding everything over. That puts this receptacle behind the panel to the left. Panel's about right here, okay? So what we're going to need to do is add where we're going to move this receptacle. This will be a blank plate cover. We need a blank plate cover in white. And then we need to add a receptacle pop-in box, 12.2 with ground, and another, this is a GFI, so we'll actually just come over with a GFI to where it's serviceable, and then we'll add a piece of Romex between the two, 12.2 with ground between them. But that is something we have to add. Now, on the other side of this, 122 to 118, this will have to change to a 39-inch cabinet. We have 63 inches of cabinets max here on this corner. So make sure that when we're looking at overall length, our 63 inches is what we've got. Down here on the bottom, this has that corner cabinet with the Lazy Susan corner in it. The blind corner Lazy Susan. Dishwasher's here to the side of it. Make sure the dishwasher is as far away from that as possible. Make sure that cabinet is pulled as much as possible. So this cabinet to the left may have to be slightly smaller to make sure that does pull far enough. But we have to make sure those conditions are met, because the dishwasher is right in the line of this stuff opening from the corner. So we got to make sure we're definitely going to cover that space. Next thing is the sink base. You had it sink base 42, and then we looked at the center line of the stove. When I look at the center line of the stove here, our center line was 132. Go back to that one. 134 and 3/8. So we're changing from the sink wall. Let's double check that. Yeah, 63 cabinets. Omit that filler, omit this filler, 118 adjust, and then make these 27. Okay, did all that. Now, let's go to the sink wall. On the sink wall elevation, we have a couple things to look at. Center of the window is 74 1/4 from the left wall, and center of the stove is 134 3/8 from the left-hand side. Now, what that means is we're going to end up having to do an oddball sink base. We're going to have to do a sink base 35 to get our dishwasher and to get our spacing here for our stove to be right at 134 3/8. They do not want this move. It has the plug behind it. It has the range hood where it's got to be vented outside, goes through that, and then also the electrical for that. So this has to stay in place. So when you look at the left, you have a 12-inch 3-drawer that's going to go to the left, 15-inch pull-out trash can to the left of it. That'd be 27 inches. So right now when I pull from here to 27 inches, that's where I'm at, right at the edge of the sink. So we're going to end up doing, like I said, probably a 35-inch sink base. Going to end up putting the dishwasher about a 3.5 fill to the left, 3.5 fill to the right to make up that space, or 4.5 fill left and right, or to the right a little bit more, leave about 6 to the corner. Make sure that's a dishwasher end panel to the left of the dishwasher, because again, that's going to be a blind corner. It needs to have support to the left of the dishwasher for the countertop to sit on top of. 33 by 22 drop-in sink is going to be reused, so the 35 sink base is no problem. Underneath here, they have 1/2-inch CPVC. So we need 2 1/2-inch CPVC couplings. We need an all-purpose cement. We also need 1.5-inch PVC coupling, and we're going to leave that unglued on the top joint, so where they can turn this to get it in the center of the trap like they want to have it. It is probably going to move a little bit from where it was originally. Now take a look here. Go back to measurements. If we go 1 inch longer on this wall here, if we go 1 inch longer, this would actually become a 30-inch cabinet and bring us to 57, okay? So if we go 57 versus the 56, we can omit that 2-inch filler there. That would still leave me 3 inches to the window, carry that 3-inch margin to the other side, and this would become a 26-inch cabinet. It's 27/30 reduced width to 26. That would then give me a spacing 57 1/8 to the window, 33 5/8 window width, and then from the window to the other window trim is 125 3/8. To the side, to the right, 21/30 instead of 18. What's here now is a 20-inch cabinet, so we want to, again, try to make it just a little bit longer to where that doesn't have that problem. And then there's one other thing to look at, which is this vent and that plug. So let's take a look at the spacing here for the corner from the side of the stove around the corner. When we look at that, you had a 12-inch tall, I believe this is a tray divider. Yes, a 12-inch tall tray divider here, 3-inch filler. That's probably going to change to about a 15. And the reason is because your vent stops at 192, your plug starts at 196. So we have to have our cabinet stop between 193 and 196 from this left-hand wall. So in other words, we want the cabinet to stop just past that vent and just before this plug, okay? So when we start looking at spacing, when we lay out this corner, we want to lay this corner out to that length, 193 to 196, and then put that cabinet panel in place, go backwards to the side of the stove, and then make the adjustment in the filler here and make this a bigger cabinet if we can. I think it's going to end up being a 15. That's what it's going to end up being. 10-inch overhang on the back of the island, no problem, and that's going to be well above that plug. Plenty of room before the window trim, so no problem there. And then if you look at the spacing here, you've got an 18-inch light that would go under that one, a 21-inch light that would go to the left of the stove, a 21-inch light to the left of the window, 21-inch light into the corner, and 21-inch light over here to the left of the corner. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 21s and an 18. Now, the last thing to talk about is a little bit of the spacing for the back of this. 84 inches is a good length as far as the length into the room. We want to definitely make this a 24 full height door with a 3-inch extended style right. Make that with a wide rail kitchen side with no toe space. Just make it a wide rail at the bottom. Reduce the depth of that box to 21 inches. So you have an overall 24 with the the filler being at 27, so it's a 27. And then we'll have a 27 deco door pair and a 27 deco door pair. That will give us a little bit of room between everything. It comes out to about 81 inches worth of deco doors and finished doors. And then here at the end, we want this to be a 24 deco door double. And what that is about is, instead of having a single door at the end, it would have a double looking just like the other doubles, all the same. Now, the customer's talking about doing a pop-up assembly in this area here for the electrical. No problem. We're showing them those on Amazon. They're going to buy those. Whatever, we add those and we'll do it later. QRM8, quarter round molding 8. Make sure we have that. 6-inch by 3-inch filler for the inset corner here. Make sure that we have those two 6x3s, a 642 magic filler. Make sure we have that. Outside corner molding for this corner here. Make sure we have the filler, the paneling for the back of that. And then the baseboard molding on two sides here and here, just like we had on the end of the refrigerator wall right here. Going to have the same baseboard molding on the end of that. Now, as far as the other notes on this one, same as Peninsula area, increased depth 27 above the refrigerator. 3-inch extended style left for that pantry, extended face on the toe kick. And then we're going to cut the bottom of that to accommodate brooms. She wants that to have an opening that's tall enough to put a broom inside of. So we need an interior skin for the inside of that box where we have to take the bottom out of it. All right. And I think, yep, that's all my notes. If you have any questions about anything, please give me a call back at 423-650-1051. Have a great day.